Hallo guys, namaste. Ik hoffe euch geht's sehr gut. I hope everything is fine. Happy New Year as well. It's a new year, and for us it's also a new start for a new topic. And for these upcoming videos, we will focus, or we will try to dive deep into the origins of yoga and what's the philosophy behind this practice. We will try to understand where all the spirituality is coming from, what are the most important books, and who are the most influential personalities that are directly influencing what the modern yoga is. One of these most influential books that we will discuss in the upcoming videos, it is called the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali, which is a very, very important book for the modern yoga. Most of the practices that you see now at the gyms or in the yoga studios, they have a direct influence on what's the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali. So the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali, we have already discussed about the meaning of yoga. Yoga means the union of something, right? Us as consciousness with, in this case, something specific, which is our bodies or our emotions or our minds, different things. So we know what yoga is, but what's a sutra? It's the Yoga Sutras. So a sutra is a very beautiful word. It's a Sanskrit word, and the Sanskrit language, it actually can describe subtle concepts. In our modern language, we can describe very ingenious things. Now we can describe reality, the gross reality, in a very specific and beautiful way. But back in the day, the language of the sages, it was called Sanskrit. They were able to communicate and express and explain all this subtle reality. So a sutra literally means a compressed file that contains a lot of information. So Patanjali took all the knowledge of yoga that was available and summarized it in sutras. So a sutra is a subtle summary of a lot of information and a lot of knowledge. So now that we know about yoga, now that we have an understanding of what a sutra is, now we can talk about Patanjali. Who was Patanjali? Who was this man who wrote these sutras? So Patanjali is considered as one of there are 12 great sages of India, or Bharat. Before India becoming India, the name was Bharat. So there were 12 main sages of India, and one of the main sages is Patanjali. So he's a very important sage who had great work, not only as in the Yoga Sutras, but he has also other texts that are quite important. So Patanjali, there is this beautiful story about how Patanjali was born, about his birth. So it is said that Patanjali, he fell from the heavens. So he fell from the heavens, and his mom was actually a very, very powerful yogini. So she was actually a yogi. And I think that she was praying a lot because she wanted to have a kid. And then she went to Ganga, she went to the river, and she just wanted to do some prayers. So usually these yogis, they take water of the Ganga and then they put it back into Ganga. So they're making an offering in the Ganga. And this gesture of taking water with the hands is called pat. This is pat. Like you can hold a little water with your hands. So this is pat. And she had both hands together, and then she took water, and all of a sudden Patanjali fell into her hands. And that's why pat is the gesture of taking something with the hands, and Anjali is the salutation. That's why sometimes we say take the hands into Anjali Mudra. So this is a mudra. So it's a mudra, it's not like Anjali Mudra, it's open. And that's why it's called Pat Anjali, because of the gesture that she was doing when she was trying to get some water from Ganga. So this is a very beautiful story of how Patanjali came into the earth, and what's the meaning of Patanjali is also very beautiful. It's not Anjali, but it's Pat Anjali, no? How we take water And now maybe we can drink or we can offer it. So this is what Patanjali means. And now this Yoga Sutra, Yoga Sutras of Patanjali, in the book there are 4 chapters. It's not a big book because it's a sutra. No, he's synthesized all the knowledge into a small book. So there are 4 chapters, and it's very interesting because in the first chapter he explains the samadhi. It's called samadhi pada. So he explains the final result of the yoga practice. So in the first chapters he's explaining everything about what samadhi is. So that's one of the chapters, samadhi pad. Then the second chapter is called sadhana pad. And in there he explained the whole process of how to practice yoga. The third chapter is called vibhuta pada. And the fourth chapter is called kalvalya pad. So these are the 4 chapters of the Yoga Sutras. I won't go into so much detail at the moment. We will try to swim only on the surface of the Yoga Sutras. And we will try to learn about this book just a bit, not to become philosophers, but just to have a little bit of a wider understanding of what this beautiful practice is about. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being with us in this journey. And see you in the next videos. Goodbye.